In the last 365 days, I have moved to Hawaii, gotten straight A's in grad school, and passed 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And this success has made me absolutely miserable because it's taken me away from the place I truly want to go. A place where achievement doesn't matter, but authenticity does. Where I care less about how many mile markers I hit and more about what actually makes me smile. So today, I'm mapping out my expedition to happiness and the 3 things I need to get there. And at the end, I'll give you a little confession. Something I've been too afraid to admit here on YouTube until today. But first, something that might surprise you. Because most of you know me as this wild woman who went on Naked and Afraid twice, who literally joined the circus, who jumps out of airplanes. But one of the scariest things I've ever done is actually incredibly normal. It was leaving that all behind to start grad school and become a therapist. And I know that might not sound scary to you, but no matter how brave you are, the next adventure is always the scariest one, if you're doing it right. So, the truth is that I am a huge nerd. Oops. And if you don't believe me, just look. See? As much as I love doing primitive survival and ancestral skills to feel wild and free, I also love studying, learning about modern science and psychology. I mean, I've always known that nature is healing. But now that I'm in grad school, I know why and I know how, which is why these notebooks that carry all my stories, they're not just for adventure anymore. Now, they're where I keep notes about where science meets soul. Because when you put those 2 things together, you have a life worth living. One that makes every day feel like its own special adventure. Our next stop is a fantastic lesson from somebody you have seen on a TV show called Alone. His name is Temujin, and you probably know him from Alone Season 9. He was actually one of the final 3. But aside from being a great wilderness survivalist, he's also an emergency room doctor and a pretty darn good businessman. And I met him when I was living in an off-grid hut in the woods in Maine last year. And he told me something that made me realize none of us know how to use this thing. People talk a lot about finding your true north, that big dream that keeps you up at night, and then obsessing over it. I was telling Temujin about mine, of bridging nature and wellness through my YouTube videos. He has a similar dream, and so we were able to bond over a lot of the shared challenges. And that's when I decided to admit something that felt a little vulnerable at the time. I admitted to him that as my outdoor tips got more and more views, I started doing more of that and less of the wellness side that I was really passionate about too. And that's when he said something I will never forget. He said, "Sarah, you've got your true north, but you still need to check your bearings." A compass doesn't just remind you where true north is. It keeps you honest about what direction you're actually heading in. And what you actually need to get there, which in this case is rope. Which brings me to my final obstacle. Untying from what feels safe to experience the wild unknown my heart keeps asking for. To keep climbing the mountain without getting sidetracked, so to speak. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop teaching people outdoor skills, but I didn't start this channel to help you escape your life. I started this channel to help you live a life you don't need to escape from. So, how am I gonna do that? The answer is in that bottle. I just have to catch it, and I'm not very good at this. Okay, told you. Oh! Ah! It's working! Come on. No, 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 no. Oh my gosh. No lie, I really thought that was gonna take way longer because I only learned how to throw a lasso today. And here's the confession. Also, yes, I know this is not technically a message in a bottle at the ocean. It's a jar in a freshwater pond. But I'm a one-person show, so give me a break. The truth, guys, is that I have not been showing up authentically here on YouTube. And to fix that, I am going to do an experiment that you can be part of by answering one simple question. Because I'm willing to bet most of you watching are dealing with the very common problems of burnout, anxiety, feeling unfulfilled, feeling disconnected. Am I onto something? I think the solution to all that is on the other side of this paper. Because no matter how many apps you download, how many life hacks you learn, it's kind of just feeling like we spend more money to have the same problems. I think that instead of more and more modern solutions, we need some primitive solutions. Because primitive doesn't mean stupid. It means profoundly simple, which is why I'm doing the Primal Wellness Experiment. So in this experiment, I'm gonna be blending my expertise as a nature lover, a wilderness educator, and a future therapist to help you simplify modern problems. All you have to do to be part of it is to leave a comment below. Make your voice heard. Let me know what you're dealing with, how I can help, and your problem might just be one of the things I offer a solution to in the next video. Thanks for going on the adventure with me, and happy trails.